This is not the end of the year. It is the end of tolerance. What failed quietly for several cycles will not survive what is coming next. AI did not break organizations. Automation did not destabilize them. Market volatility did not cause this fracture. What is collapsing is the system that was never designed to hold scale. Healthcare systems already know this. Public sector institutions already feel it. Regulation, risk, and accountability remove the illusion of flexibility. When systems are unclear, there is nowhere for failure to hide. For many years, performance was propped up by heroics. Leadership judgment compensated for broken workflows. Manual reconciliation masked data conflict. Governance lived in meetings instead of execution. That era is over. AI removes discretion. Volume removes forgiveness. Speed removes ambiguity. What remains is structure. And many organizations do not have the structure that holds. This is not about adoption anymore. AI is already embedded across finance, operations, workforce, risk, and customer experience. In healthcare, delivery, public services, and regulated environments, this embedding is not optional. It's already operational. The failure point is integrity. Systems with no single version of truth fracture under pressure. Systems without enforceable decision logic freeze execution. And systems where governance sits outside the work lose control at scale. Systems that rely on institutional memory collapse when volume spikes. In healthcare, this shows up as stalled patient flow, workforce exhaustion, and fiscal exposure. In public systems, it shows up as funding disruptions, service instability, and loss of trust. This is not inefficiency. This is structural failure. By 2026, leadership is no longer about vision. Leadership is about who can operate inside constraint without ambiguity. Some leaders will strengthen this system and some will weaken it. That distinction will no longer be philosophical. It will be operational. The same is true for workforce. This is not a talent shortage. This is a system incompatibility. Organizations without clarity cannot redesign roles for AI-enabled operations. They cannot create upward mobility tied to new execution models, and they cannot align skills to how work actually moves. In healthcare and public institution, this failure locks the workforce in place while demand accelerates. The system cannot absorb change, so the organization loses competitiveness, even as talent remains. Workforce strategy stalls because the system cannot move. High performers do not leave because of AI. They leave because system blocks the progress and talent becomes the microscope. It exposes where authority breaks, where accountability dissolves, and where execution becomes futile. At the same time, static leadership models begin to fail, not culturally, but structurally. Fixed hierarchies cannot absorb AI-enabled speed, governance load, and fiscal scrutiny. This is why healthcare systems and public agencies are already shifting towards fractional AI-literate executive authority. Fractional leadership emerges not as flexibility, but as necessity, not to advise, to stabilize, not to add layers, to enforce logic where it breaks. This is not a staffing evolution. This is a structural triage. And this applies everywhere. Large enterprises, mid-market organizations, small businesses attempting to model corporate AI systems, nonprofits navigating funding volatility, and public sector institutions under AI mandates. There is no protected category. Those that slowly move do not gain safety. They lose relevance. Those that treat governance as paperwork lose it entirely. Those that treat systems as optional collapse under volume. This is not a warning. This is the future. This is a statement about what no longer works. The organizations that endure will not be the most innovative. They will be the most structurally disciplined. They will know who carries authority, why they carry it, and how long the system can sustain them. Everything else is noise. Hi, everyone. I'm Vanessa Dodds. I work as a fractional chief operating officer and executive systems leader, helping organizations fix the structures that determine whether performance holds or fails. When the system is ready, performance follows. When it is not, nothing moves. This is my 2026 prediction. Thanks for listening, everyone. And remember, fix the system first.